Hello and welcome to Modern Broadcast. Now, I actually already recorded this video, but I wasn't happy with it, so I decided that we're going to redo it. The camera was too far away. This is a little bit better. It's actually a lot closer, where you guys can actually see the product closer up, and definitely think it's worth redoing the works. This is going to be kind of a makeshift unboxing because, again, I already did this from start to finish, so but redoing it here. So I'd gotten an email from NYXI, at least that's how I pronounce it. I asked quite a few friends how would they pronounce NYXI, and everyone says NYXI. So that's how I'm going to say it. Let me know in the comment section if that's wrong. But NYXI had sent an email asking that I do an unboxing and review of their GameCube controller. I am a huge fan of GameCube. I have like 8 different GameCubes, all in different colors, and even the Panasonic Q, and that is my favorite system of all time. And so I was, of course, like, yeah, let's do this. This is the NYXI Warrior, which is a Bluetooth controller, which is compatible with the Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Switch, Wii, and Windows, and others that aren't actually advertised. This thing works on, I mean, it's a Bluetooth controller. It works on anything that accepts Bluetooth. I definitely think this is a product worth talking about. And I think this actually might be my go-to controller. Although they sent me this one for free, I am actually going to reach out to them and purchase another one. I was playing it last night. If you're following on Instagram, I actually even made a post of playing some custom Robo last night with the controller and just, you know, kind of doing a little, hey, does anyone know what this is? Let's get to the unboxing 2.0. So, this is the NYXI Warrior Bluetooth controller. This is definitely modeled after the Nintendo GameCube, as we can see here. And not much on the front. On the back side, we do get a little bit of information on the controller, which does have Hall effect joysticks, so it will never develop drift in lifetime. It does have adjustable Hall sensing analog L and R triggers. That is huge, and I think something that the gaming community definitely needs. There is no controller party out there that has analog L&R triggers. That's third party. So that is honestly one of the things I'm most excited about. It does have HD rumble for Switch compatibility, and also optical micro switches for ABXY. And what they don't say is that the D-pad is also micro switches. And the D-pad is the only weird thing I think about this controller. But it does have ultra compatibility. Again, Windows, Switch, GameCube, Wii. All those work, and then some specifications. It does have a 900 milliamp hour battery. Wireless distance is up to 10 meters, and the charging time takes about 2.5 hours. And then all their social links down here, which will also be linked in the description down below. So, upon opening the box, a few things that we get is you get a nice beefy manual or user guide, and you're gonna want to use this, as it looks like for English is pages 1 through 10. Looks like every 10 pages is a different language, but you're definitely going to want to keep a hold of this user manual, as each system has its own different pairings, and you're going to want to make sure that you know how to pair with your system. So they also included this little colorful art kind of banner promo, which basically has their NYXI logo and the different products that they support. I seen that they have this GameCube keyboard. I'm not gonna lie, I want it. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on that. Just kind of talks about is born from a love of gaming, NYXI came to life. Founded by the tech-savvy and gaming enthusiast CEO Michael NYXI. NYXI is deeply rooted in the gaming community, which cutting-edge technology, ultra-fashion design, superior customer care. On the back side, it does say, "We are here for gamers." And just more about contacting support. Again, all their socials, which we'll have posted down below. And same deal here. So, I always like to talk about the accessories that come in a box before getting to the main course, and that is the first accessory that we have here is, this is the wireless adapter for the Nintendo GameCube. And I'll actually show footage from last night that I recorded of actually plugging it into the GameCube. It works. You still have access. The memory cards do fit underneath here. It's almost as tall as, like, if this was the GameCube lid. Like, it's like just shy of it. And you'll notice that it does have a Type-C port here at the top, and I think that is, it requires power, charging. So the other thing that's included in here in the box is this nice braided USB A to C cable, and I believe the short one is for this guy here. I'm not entirely sure, because they also include a much longer one, so that way you could play wired if needed. But definitely this needs some charging up, and so that way you can play wirelessly on the GameCube. That goes without saying. Anyways, so both these cables are braided and feel very nice, feel very premium. A couple of the other accessories that we have here. I'm gonna have to zoom in on this part, but as we all know, the GameCube has an octagon-like thumbstick and also C-stick. And the C-stick is also very small and skinny at the top. So what they included here is 2 circular ports, so that way you can replace the octagon and have a nice smooth circle. Don't do that. Don't. That's weird. But have 2 circular things to make it like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and also a bigger C-stick that is more with modern controllers. So that C-stick can come out, you can replace it with this one here, and it will be exactly like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. The other thing that we get is this wingtip backing for the controller. So by default, the controller has some buttons on the back side when you're holding it, so you can click with your fingers. And if you are not interested in that or don't want that, they do include this additional back plate, so that way you get rid of the buttons and you don't have any pads on your fingers in the background. So that's very nice. Here we have the controller. So like I was talking about, here's those octagon shapes here on both of those. So you've replaced those and makes it more smooth. And you could also replace the stick to be a full size, like the thumb stick here. I almost said thumb drive. I'm used to just computer talk, not controller talk. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, here we have the NYXI logo right there front and center, where if you push that, it does light up. We have the switch style on the bottom here. I'm not sure what those 3 lights are. I don't know if those are just for accessories, lights, or what, but we do have our plus button, which acts as our start button. We also have the select button, a picture button, and then a gear setting button. I think this is mainly when you're connected to Android or iPhone. I have not gotten this to really respond in any other way. The buttons on this controller feel great, especially when playing the games. I thought it was going to be weird having micro switches. It's actually really nice. I'm a big fan of it, actually. And if we take a look, I don't know if I can get this close enough, maybe on that X button here. There's not much travel whatsoever, but just gorgeous and really premium feeling. And as I was kind of saying in the other review, that when I initially did this, is with the Hall effect, it feels great. I mean, it's kind of springy, but in a good way. I don't really know how to describe it. And the awkward elephant in the room is this D-pad. So I'll try my best to make this in focus. The D-pad is circular and raised up, like it's sticking out. There, that's a pretty good angle. It's sticking out, and it's also micro switches, and it wasn't bad. I mean, playing GameCube last night, it wasn't bad. It's just a little weird. Like, this is the only real thing that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this. It might become my favorite thing. I don't know. I'm going to keep playing with this controller and keep messing with it, but this was the only thing that I thought was kind of odd. Now, if you like playing, fighting games and whatnot, you might love this D-pad. For those of you that use a D-pad to play fighting games because you like to be weird. But, you're going to get the combos because of how this D-pad is created. You'll be able to do the swooping motions. Street Fighter won't be an issue. That's the only thing that just kind of weirds me out about the controller. Up top, we have micro switches for our L and R. We also have our pairing button and a Type-C for charging the controller. And I think the highlight here is these analog triggers, which is phenomenal. So on the GameCube, for those that don't know, the reason why you want this is if you barely push it, like let's say you're playing a driving game and it uses the trigger to go. If you barely push it, you would go slow. If you fully push it, you're gassing it, you're gunning it, you're going. It registered the threshold at which how much pressure you're putting on the trigger. The Nintendo Switch doesn't do that. Many third-party controllers don't do that. This is really kind of the first one that I've come across. Let me know in the comment section if there's other ones, but this is the first one that I've come across that feels premium, that feels good in the hands, that actually has that feature built in to be actually compatible with the GameCube. And the backside, there's just a lot going on back here. On the backside here, these here, so if you put them up, if you put these toggles up, now these don't have much push. And that's because, like the Nintendo Switch, it doesn't have the analog sensor. So when you're pushing this button, that's just it. When you put it down, there's a lot more movement for the analog feedback, I guess. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but see the difference, this to that. The other thing is our turbo button. So if we push that, that activates turbo mode, and we have our button here and button here, which kind of rests pretty much like right here on my fingers when I'm holding the controller, which isn't so bad. So that would turn turbo on and off. And to remove the plate, you just slide this over like so. That pops out. Grab our other wing. Don't put it on upside down. There you have it. Now it's just nice and flat back there. But let's get to the real potatoes of this, and that is actually testing this out. So again, this has a lot of compatibility with just about everything. It's got Bluetooth in it. It's got the GameCube receiver, so you can actually play it on actual consoles. Let's go ahead, let's test it out on a few things. Mainly, again, I'm not at home, so my test is to be on, I'm going to try it on the Steam Deck, I'm going to try it on the Nintendo GameCube, and I'm also going to try it on the Nintendo Switch itself, as those are the devices that I brought with me during this time away. So let's go ahead, get started, and testing it out. It's a Fox Amiibo.
Congratulations!
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. This is the NYXI controller, again, the Warrior Bluetooth GameCube controller, and I gotta say, I think this is gonna become my favorite controller that I have. I'm gonna keep playing with it, I'm gonna keep testing it, and just really kind of put it through all the paces. So check out modernbroadcast.tv. We have tons of free stuff over there. We have Flipper Zero stuff for free. We have retro games for free. We have starting game collecting stuff for free. So be sure to check it out. modernbroadcast.tv, everybody. Have a great week and take care.